pregame because of the groin, so you won't re-aggravate it at all?
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna take a definitely care towards it so that way I can play at my best. And that's just one. And I'm building up that preparation throughout this week. You know.
What's the challenge of Hurts and his mobility?
It's just a great challenge. You look at the film; he's just extending plays. He's breaking the threshold of the coverage, and he has some weapons that he can look downfield to. Know that guys are gonna get open, so we gotta try to do our best to contain that this week.
The tweets about the roughing the passer stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking to Marcus about that earlier too. How hard is it to play defensive line right now with the way the flags are being thrown when the quarterback gets hit?
Well, I mean, it's tough. We kind of got a small margin of how to tackle a quarterback in a physical game. It's tough. I understand why it strives to make a difference and try and keep players safe. But at the end of the day, we got a job to do. I just gonna keep it like that. We got a job to hit somebody. That's what I get paid to do. That's the reason why I'm still here and get my pay stub every Thursday. To hit people, and it's kind of making it difficult for a lot of players around the league to hit people. So we gotta find a better way to adjust, or they gotta find a better way to help us out there.
How much are you thinking of the rule as you're rushing the passer?
I'm not thinking about it at all. If I get a fine, I get a fine. If I don't, I don't. But I'm playing football to help my team win games. I know to do that, we got to sack the quarterback.
Do you think by speaking out about it a little bit on social media, you can be a part of trying to make the rule better for you all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you speak about it, you can try to do change. That's where change starts, one person at a time, and you build up, and, that's how change starts. But I physically can't do anything. I don't have the power. It's out of my pay grade. It's up to some guys way higher than me. I'm just a small piece of this chain of this billion-dollar industry. So, that's what that is.
Would you like to see that play reviewable?
Yeah, it'd be nice to be reviewable. I think Chris Jones had an amazing sack, an amazing play, and it's sad that it got taken away from him. Even Jared, those instances are just sad. It's just tough that one person makes the decision. I think it should be more of a group decision, people from higher ups. But, but at the end of the day, they made the call. If they say that's the right call and that's their rule book, that's their call. You can't.
Being from Pennsylvania, what do you like and don't like about Philly fans?
Man, I got no beef with Philly, man. I'm a PA guy. I love Philly. I love Pittsburgh. I love all parts of PA. I wasn't really into the rivalries with New York, Philly, or Cowboys. How that go. I'm pretty neutral.
But the Philly fans are pretty feisty.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas fans is feisty too. I mean, we got feisty fans. I mean, that's what we love about the game, though. The passion that the fans come with. That's what it's about. I mean, I can't be mad at someone for being passionate about something they love.
As a player, though, do you feed off of a crowd like the Eagles have, for lack of a better term, kind of rude?
I mean, I think we've kind of feed off of every crowd, But at the end of the day, you're not really focused about the crowd. I'd be so locked in, I don't even hear the crowd sometimes, That's the beauty about just being toned into the moment. You're just locked in on just trying to make that play, make that moment. You're not even too worried about what's going on behind you.
How well is the defense playing? In the challenge of facing an offense like the Eagles, which has mobile quarterbacks and playmaker receivers and good running game?
We're playing really well, but it's only as good as the game you play. So just because we did well against a good Rams offense doesn't mean we'll do good this week. We got to go out there and prove it. You're only as good as the game you played, and, we got to go out here and continue that type of success, It can't just stop last week. It got to be continuous, and that's just part of staying neutral and just staying grounded and, focusing on the opponent ahead.
What's unique about the challenge the Eagles pose offensively with the running quarterback, all the RPOs?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they really don't have a weakness. I think they have three really good receivers. They got a great group of backs. They got a quarterback who's been pretty phenomenal this year in terms of continuing plays, making big plays. He made a big jump from last year. It's a big challenge. We played some really good offenses, so, I think we up to it. We just got to go out there and fight.
Their O-line has been pretty good too. Your defensive front has been awesome so far. How much do you love being tested with that challenge, one of the best against one of the best in the league?
I love that challenge because Lane Johnson's actually a friend of mine. He's a person that, really kind of saw something in me when the first time I played, and he asked for exchange the first time we ever played. So, he's a good friend. We actually talked over the offseason. Really good dude, and, from what they standing, they got Kelsey over there and even Jordan over there. So they got a really good front, so it's going to be a really good challenge, and, I'm super excited for it. I know he's super excited for it, and, we just got to bring our A game for it.
What does it mean when Mike McCarthy says this is a defensive first team? Because he talked about that in the offseason.
That's great because, as I grew up, Cowboys was mostly known for offense and stuff like that. So to see the transition, and, I mean, you kind of look at the trend in the NFL right now. It's an offensive league. People call it offensive league. So to have a defensive team and defensive mindset is kind of big now, So, that means a lot to us, and we just got to keep proving that.
Michael, when a team faces a little bit of adversity like you guys have with Dak being out, do you think there's something in that can bring a team closer together?
Yeah, I mean, we did have to come together in a lot of ways, Dak was a leader. I mean, he's still our leader, And, at the same time, when someone's a leader, that doesn't mean you fall off the train. That means, Dak's just as dependent on us as we are dependent on him. And, and that goes for everyone. I don't think there's just one leader on this team. I think everyone has a chance to be a leader. Everyone's a leader in different ways. So you can't just say, oh, one person's down, the team's done. There's a lot of good players in this unit. There's a lot of good leaders on this unit. And, just more people just step up, more opportunities. And, and I think we showed that. And I think when Dak gets back, we're going to welcome Dak with open arms. And, we're going to get ready to keep playing good football.
Micah, for the guys that have been around, does anybody tell you what it was like around here defensively in 2020?
No, but I mean, I watch TV, I watch football, so I mean, we all saw it. No reason to talk about it, but I'd like to talk about this year though.
What you guys have been able to do, you're the only team that's not allowed more than a touchdown in each game. Is that something that can continue to sustain?
Yeah, it's something to continue to sustain. I mean, you look at, for me, my favorite two defenses was, the Ravens defense back when Ray was there, and they held teams to 13 points a game. And obviously, the Legion of Boom, Q's old defense, they held teams. I think they just beat them with like 12 or 11. But, I mean, it's obviously sustainable. And obviously, you give the credit to Q. I mean, he's done it before. So, I mean, if we just keep buying in, keep owning on the details, it's very sustainable. But it's up to us. We got to go out there and do it, though.
You mentioned Pennsylvania guy. You were a Cowboys fan growing up. Your dad was too. All that.
Mm-hmm.
People give you a hard time in the groups there because there are some passionate fans for other teams. What was that like growing up a Cowboys fan in PA?
I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously there's trash talk everywhere you go. Lunchrooms, pre-practice, I mean, it's guys being guys, Baller talk, there's always going to be trash talk, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think people at home care more about my success and me doing well than they do about the rivalries. I get a lot. I'm a Washington fan, or I'm an Eagles fan, but I still root for you, want you to do well. So I mean, it's all love in the city.
You said after the
Last
game,
question, please.
You said after the game, you believe this is the best defense in the NFL. How much do you guys feed off that mentality?
Really, not even feeding off that we're trying to be, but really just feeding off of how good we can be. I don't really like to feed off of what's down the road. These games are just all small pieces of the big puzzle, And, you look at it, you really want to go all the way to the bowl. So what does, these first 5 games really mean? You're really like, this is all just pieces. So if you don't have a good game, this is a piece of the story, and you just keep going with it. So it's really not the focus of trying to be the best team. It's how do we get from, being the best defense to being the best, championship team. I mean, there's 3 phases in this game, and defense is just one part of it. And, if it's not for anger, punting them and keeping them down there, we kind of holding them and limited to some things they can do in big plays. So, special teams and then even the offense, points, So it's 3 phases to this game, so it's not so much of we're not feeding off trying to be the best team. We're trying to feed off, defense team. We're trying to feed off to be the best complete team.
Okay, thank you, Micah.
Yep.